Okay, question says, during a sale, 2 similar shirts and 3 similar pairs of shorts cost $76.50. A shirt cost 3 times as much as a pair of shorts. What was the total cost of one shirt and one pair of shorts? Okay, so what you did over here is you drew out the shirt and the shorts first. Okay. I previously said before, right? If the number, like the cost, the value of this and this, if the value is not the same, you cannot draw it like this. Okay, you have to, even if you want to draw it like this, even if you want to draw it like this, okay. you cannot write this at the side. You cannot write this at the side because this one is the number of clothes. Okay, so what do we do first? How do we start this question? Okay, so you know this, a shirt costs 3 times as much as a pair of shorts, right? So what do? Yes, you draw this one first. The shirt costs 3 times as much as a pair of shorts. Okay, but we build upon this model. Okay, so what will I draw instead? I will draw this. I know that the shirt is 3 times as much as a pair of shorts, and there is 2 shirts, right? So 2 shirts, one shirt is 3 units, right? So what I will draw is, I will draw 6 units. Okay, 6 units. Because there is 2 shirts. Okay, then after that, you have 3 pairs of shorts, right? So shorts will be 3 units. Okay, and then for this we can say that, okay, the total is $76.50. Alright, okay, so next what do we do? What was the question is, what was the total cost of one shirt and one pair of shorts? So you know this already, right? You're able to solve for what is 1 unit. Okay, and then one shirt is 3 unit, then one short is 1 unit, so total unit 4 unit. Okay, I'm gonna change to another color so it's easier to see. Alright, okay, next question. Question 14. There were some nails in box A and box B. Daniel took out 40 nails from box A and 110 nails from box B. The number of nails in box B became twice that in box A. If there were 130 more nails in box B than in box A at first, how many nails were there in box A at first? Okay, I don't understand what do you mean by F. What is F and what is E? I don't know what you're saying over here. Okay, so what I will do is actually, I'll do this. So I have box A, right? And then I have, I think you meant before and after, is it? Like this is before, this is after? I'm not very sure. Yeah, should be lah, right? Before and after. Okay. But anyways, so you drew this, okay, 40 nails from box A and for the 110 nails from box. This means you draw after you drew this, right? Correct? Okay. Okay, so this model is correct. This model is correct. It came twice in box A. Okay. The 130 more nails. Okay, actually your model looks very correct. I don't know why you stopped there. maybe you don't have enough time. Okay, so what you can do is you can... Yeah, this is very good, right? Like the model you drew. Okay, but they say 130 more nails. Okay, what do we need to do over here is... Yeah, so actually you see over here, right? You should drew it out already, right? See this. Okay, so you see this part is 40, right? Yeah, the blue color part is 40, not the whole unit is 40, okay? That blue color part is 40. So what do you need to do? You say, okay, so I know that this blue color part is 40, right? And then this one will also be 40, right? Okay, and then 1 unit plus 40 is 110. So what is 1 unit? It goes to 110 minus 40, right? Correct or not? Then you know what is 1 unit, right? So you answer this one on your own, Okay, then you know what's 1 unit already, right? Then you will know, okay, how many nails were there in box A at first? So box A originally had 2 units plus another 40, right? Wait, hold on, Let me check. Okay. Your model, right, is wrong already. Like this model. This model is wrong. Okay. So how I draw? I don't need to draw 2 models. I don't need 2 models. I just need 1 model. Okay. So what I'll draw is I'll draw A and B. Okay. A is definitely lesser, right? From what we know, because the question got mentioned like at first 130 more nails in box B. Okay, so I'm gonna draw this first. Okay, and then they say box B got 130, right? Okay, more than A. And then if box A you take out 40. Okay, hold on. You know what I would do first? I'll just say, okay, this one I'll start from the end. Okay, I say at the end box B has twice as much as box A, right? But then box A took out 40, right? And then box B took out 110, right? Right, okay, so this is 130. Okay, so we know that this part is 110, right? This part is 110. So now my question to you is, what is this part? How much is this part? How much is this part? You should know already, right? If you want to find out how much is this part, what do? You take 130 minus 110, right? Okay, then after that you will know, okay, how much is this part already, right? Then you will know, okay, so this is 1 unit, isn't it? This is 1 unit, right? This is 1 unit, this is 2 unit, right? Okay, in case you didn't get me, this 1 unit is actually equals to this extra little part that you calculate over here plus this 40. Okay, in case you didn't get me, right? So you calculate that out, you will know how much is 1 unit. Okay, and then after that you will be able to find out how much is box A, right? Box A equals to 1 unit plus another 40, and then you will get your final answer. Okay, so you do it yourself. Alright, next question. Question 15. Let's see. Question 15 says Alan has some money. He spent 3/5 of his money on a CD player and 5 out of 8 okay, of his money on a computer. CD player, so there's 2 things, CD player and computer. Okay, the CD player cost $55.50 less than the computer. Okay. How much money did he have? Okay, this question is super easy. Like, of his money. This one is of his money. His money won't change, right? His money won't change, right? Correct or not? Okay. So, what do we draw? We draw, okay, 3 out of 5. Okay. This 3 out of 5 is for the CD player. Okay. But what I'm gonna draw is I'm gonna draw 2 models. But this model must be the same as this model. Why? Because both models represent how much he has. But basically his money lah. Okay? Basically his money. Okay? His money cannot change, right? He cannot like the first second he has $200, then the next second he only left with $100, right? He didn't get robbed or what, right? Correct or not? Okay. So what we do? We draw the model already, right? Okay, now we say this is CD, right? CD. But CD is 3/5, right? So we draw this, we split this into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then we say, okay, only 3/5, only 3/5 is spent on CD, okay? But then they also say 5/8 of his money on a computer, right? So we also need to split this computer, right? Computer. I'll split this into 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then we say 5/8. Okay? And then we say the CD player costs $55.50 less than a computer. Okay, so maybe this one not so accurate, right? It looks like a bit more. Okay, let me redraw this so that it looks like this is more. Okay. So that it looks like the computer is more. Okay. Let me redraw this. Okay, not very obvious, but as you can see, 5. Okay, a bit more lah, a bit more. Okay, so this a bit more is $55.50. Okay, $55.50. Alright, so what do we do? Okay. We know that this little bit is $55.50, right? Then we say, but we know that the total this must be equal to this, right? The total, because the total must be his money, right or not? Okay, so we say CD, okay, plus another $55.50 is equals to the cost of a computer, right? Because the question said already, CD player costs $55.50 lesser than a computer, right? So computer is equals to, I pay for CD but I still left with $55.50. Okay, so you just imagine if you only buy a computer or you buy a CD only. Okay, with the money that you can buy a computer, right, you can buy a CD but you still left with another $55.50. Okay, and then okay, and then they say this CD is 3/5, right? So it's 3/5. Okay, plus another $55.50. Okay, this equation will look very, very confusing to you. Okay, this will look very, very confusing to you, but it's okay. It's okay. You just follow me first. Alright. Okay. Okay, so what can we do? What we can do, right, is I say, okay, let me just try to find out if this thing we can say that if we can say that this thing is a one whole, like, you know, fraction, you got one whole, right? One whole, right? So if this thing is a one whole, okay, let me find out what is this part in terms of, what is this part? Wait. Okay, what is this part in terms of the fraction of his money? Okay, what is, okay, I repeat again, let's find out what is this part, this $55.50 in terms of his money. Okay? So I say, okay, I take 508 because computer is 508, right? So 508 must be bigger than 305, right? So I say, okay, let me calculate what is this. Okay, you know how to do fraction, subtraction, right? Make the denominator the same, right? Then you calculate, okay? Then you find this out, okay? Then after that, you know, you get a fraction, right? This is a fraction. Right, you get a fraction. You get a fraction already, then you do what? You say, okay, I get this fraction. This fraction actually means, okay, you know what? You just pause the video, you settle this, okay? After that, you find out what fraction is already, right? Then you continue the video, alright? Okay, so I'll calculate this out to be 25/40 minus 24/40. Okay, so it's just very small. That's why you see, this is like very, very small, right? 1/40 is like very, very small, right? Okay, so I know that 1/40, and I know that 1/40 of his money is equals to $55.50, right? So if I know this, I know how much money he has already, right? Correct or not? 1 unit is 55.50. So what is 40 units? Because the total money he has is 40 units, right? So you find this out, okay? You find this out, and this will be the final answer. Okay. Okay, next question. Next question. Question 16. Clarice had some money. She spent 2/5 of her money on a handbag and 1/10 of her money on a blouse. She then bought a dress at $40 and was left with $15. How much money did she have at first? Okay, let's start with drawing a model. But okay, you see, the thing is, every time you see left with how much, oops, what happened? Oh, okay. Let's get back to this. Okay. Every time you see left with how much, left with how much, left with how much. Okay, 重要事情说3遍. Okay, you see this this word left with something you know this is a work backwards question. Okay, work backwards. When you see, I repeat again, when you see left with something, okay, this is a work backwards question. Alright? Okay. So what do you do now? Okay, we draw the model. Okay. But to be honest, I don't like to draw model when I do work backwards question because it'll be very confusing. So what I'll do is I'll just start with the working. Alright, I'll just start with working. Okay. So I say, okay, I'm left with $15 right now. Okay? But then remember, so I work backwards, right? I'm left with $15, so I start with $15 first. And then after that I see, oh, she then bought a dress at $40. Right? So what do? If I buy a dress, I pay, right? Means I catching minus $40, right? So what do I need to do? I need to add $40, right? I need to add $40. Okay? So you calculate this. Okay, it's not very easy to calculate yourself, okay? Then after that, the question say she spent, okay, let's go with this first, alright? Okay. She spent 1/10 of her money on a blouse, okay? So, okay, why not you pause and then you figure this out first, okay? Once you figure this out, then you resume the video, okay? I'll write the answer behind. Okay. So it'll be $55, okay? $55. Okay, and then $55 is actually how much? It's actually how much? It's actually after she spent this amount of money and this amount of money. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to know this $55 what fraction of her money does it represent? Okay, what fraction of her money does this $55 represent? Okay, so what do? I add this two fraction that she spent away first. Okay, so I add 2/5 plus 1/10 equals to, okay, you pause again, you settle this one yourself, okay, and then you continue the video, alright? Okay, so this one will be 4/10 plus 1/10, which is 5/10. Okay, 5/10 Okay, that means she spent half of money, right? Half of her money, right? Okay, so $55 means, so this $55 will become what? Will become, you need to, you actually need to like minus away first, okay, right? Very redundant but yeah, let's just write it up, okay? Okay, so this is the money that she's left with, right? Which is actually the $55, right? Correct or not? Remember, we are working backwards. Okay, so this 5/10 means 5/10 of her money, right? 5/10 of her money, which is half of her money, right? And that means oops. So this $55, right, is equals to, you can say it's 1 unit, right? 1 unit of 2 because it's half right? Or you can say it's 5 units because either 5/10 or 1/2. It's just you divide by how much and you multiply by how much only. Okay, so what do? You do this. Okay, you say, okay, I know $55 5 units, so 1 unit equals to 55 divided by 5, right? And then after that you say, okay, total, if I divide by 5, then I multiply by 10. If I don't divide, then I multiply by 2. Okay, so I'll take 11 multiply by 10, right? And then I'll know how much money she has at first already. Okay, or if you just take 55, you multiply by 2, you still get 100. And okay, yeah, you count yourself. Okay, this will also be the final answer. All right. Okay, let us look at question 17. Okay, you see this, when you see like you have ml and then suddenly you have liter, right? You must always change it to simpler unit. What do I mean by simpler unit? Means 1 liter equals to 1000 ml, right? Correct or not? You will want to use the ml, not the liter. Don't use liter. Why don't use liter? Because if you need to use liter, right, you need to deal with decimal, and we don't want to deal with that. Okay, so we change it to ml. Alright, so this 10,000 ml no need change, but this 3.25 liter, yes, we need to change. Okay, so first you tell me what is 3.25 liters first. Okay, same thing, pause the video, settle this first, and then you continue the video. Okay, alright, after that you say, okay, he gave 3.25 liters to his brother and poured an equal amount of orange juice into 5 jars, right? Okay, so what do? You take 10,000 minus away 3250, you get, okay, yeah, you calculate yourself first. Okay, pause the video, calculate yourself. Okay, once you're done, continue the video. Okay, then after that you get 6750. Okay, then after that, question says divide into 5 jars right or not? Okay, 6750. Oh, okay, sorry, we cannot just take 6750 divided by 5 straight away, because question says he had 1/8 of the orange juice left. Okay, so before we divide, we need to do this first, because he's left with 1/8, correct or not? So means he only poured 7/8, right or not? You understand why? Okay, you should understand why we must minus first. So he only poured, this is amount he poured. Okay, alright, okay, and then after that we need to count, right? You need to calculate what is this 7/8, right? So this one whole is this, right? Okay, so let's count. 6750 divided by 8. Okay. Why divide by 8? You think first. Why divide by 8? Not divide by 7. Why? Because it's just not already mentioned, right? This one whole is this. Okay. This one whole is this. So you need to divide by 8, not divide by 7. Because this, is it this? No, it's not. This 6,750 is this one whole. Okay? Okay. And after that, you divide by 8, right? Okay, pause again, calculate yourself. Once you're done, you continue the video. Okay? So we'll get, I think it's 8. 4, 64, 335, 32. 30 divided by 8 is... Okay, let me just do the working. Oh my god. Okay, divide by 8. I'll get 8, 64, 35. So this 32. 30 divided by 8 is... I'll get 3, 24. Okay, I'm getting very huge value. Okay, 60 divided by... Okay, this is 0 already, right? Okay, 60 divided by 8 is 56. 56 divided by 8 is 7. Sorry, 56. So this will be 40. Okay, another 0, come down, right? 40. So you'll get a 5, right? 843.75. Okay, 843.75. Okay, then after that, what do we need to do? We need to take this, multiply by 7, right? Because he bought 7 over 8 into 5 jars, right or not? Okay, so this one you calculate again. Pause the video. Continue when you're done. Okay, 43.75 times 7. So this question is a bit troublesome, but no choice, right? Just 49 by 5. 3 times 7 is 21. 2, 28, 0, 3, 56, 59. Okay, so you get this. Okay, and after that, you say, okay, divide into 5 jars, right? So divide into 5 jars, what do? You divide by 5 lah, right? Okay, so same thing, pause the video, do it yourself first, then later you check. Okay, and then you get the final answer already. Alright. Okay, but remember, this question says leave your answer in liters and milliliters. Remember, all these are in ml, right? Okay, so your final answer, this one, the whole thing, you need to change to how many liter, how many ml. Okay, remember this. Presentation marks, Okay, next, last question. This one, so easy. They ask you, find the area of the shaded part, right? You just find what is the big area, then after that you minus the unshaded, right or not? Easy game, right? Okay, so what do we need to do? We do this first. We always calculate the big area first, which is this. Okay, same thing, pause the video. Okay, once you're done, continue. Alright, and then you'll get an answer of... Okay, I also need to do my working here. 16, so it's 20. Okay, 5. Okay, 450. Okay, 450. Okay, so that's the area. This 450 is the area of this whole thing. Okay, then after that we need to find this, right? We need to find this. So what do we do? We do this. I need to find out how much is this, right? So this one will be 25 minus 9. Minus 9, okay, minus 4, right? Minus 9 minus 4, which is 12, right? Then I need to find what is this, right? So this one will be minus 3 sorry, this one will be 18 minus 3 and 18 minus 5. Okay, so 18 minus 3 minus 5, which is 10. Okay, so what do I need to do? I just need to multiply these two together, right? Okay, so same thing, calculate yourself, pause the video, okay? Resume when you're done. And after that, I just take the big area minus a small area. Okay? And then you get a final answer. 450 minus 120 equals to final answer. Okay? Yeah. So all the best for your exam on Monday, okay? 加油加油. Okay.